help people to adopt more and more technology, but as well receive the value that they create within this technology. So from many to many instead of from many to few. And the goal of the Swissborg venture is to invest in projects that facilitate these things. And I guess it leads us to the next discussion about game, but I think,
Let me ask a question. So are there specific industries that Swissborg Ventures likes to support? Any specific trend that you're seeing in crypto space that you are focusing your resources and your attention?
That's a very good question. So one of the trends we are very excited about is game. It's game that leverage blockchain and crypto technology to integrate within their experience. And the reason is what we witnessed last year in 2021 is mass adoption of crypto, or we like to believe it, right? But I think the part where as technology we fail is to help people not only to speculate on crypto, because most of the use case is just buying crypto and just waiting for the crypto to go up. But reality is most of the crypto, the beauty of crypto as opposed to stocks is they can be used. They have a utility and you can leverage them to experience something within games or other experiences. So as technologists, I think we fail to help people to realize that, to invite them to experience crypto beside the speculation part. And I guess game is one of the industry that will really, really help this goal to happen. And so that's one of the reasons why at Swissborg Venture, we're very excited about investing in games because, again, I think they can distribute crypto among people and help them to see that there is value beside the simple speculation.
Any particular GameFi project you want to mention to me?
Yes, there is one project that we are extremely excited about, and I'm going to tell you why, which is Cross the Age. I think first of all they are European, and as I mentioned, we like to be part of the European entrepreneurship. I guess there is, of course, I respect a lot what's happening in the US. In Asia as well, there is incredible growth. But I guess as well, I want to believe what's happening in Europe as well is very strong. So the reason why I love Cross the Age so much is we've experienced last year already big growth into what we call GameFi. So which is gaming within blockchain and cryptocurrencies. And one of the biggest example we can see right now is Axie Infinity. Axie Infinity has been this game that generate $1 billion of revenue in 1 month, that had been adopted in Philippines, like half of the population was playing to. So it was a good use case just for people to see game can be big in cryptos. But I think what with Axie Infinity and all the other guys that more or less were copy-paste of what Axie Infinity were doing, what we have not seen is the enjoyment, the pleasure to play, because at the end of the day, and that's why most of the industries say, oh, now it's play to earn. Play to earn. But in the real game, the real world, you play first and eventually you spend, right? And I think the next phase is not play to earn, but play and eventually earn, right? But I think playing, the playfulness, the beauty of a game needs to come first. And we haven't seen that. I think when you look at Axie Infinity, it's a very boring game to play. You're just playing because there is an economic that facilitates you to play. And what we see actually is just the adoption in Europe and other countries is very low. It's just countries with a lower income that just play because of the financial incentive. But that's not what the game is about. What I love about... Yeah.
And that is why Cross the Ages is play and earn. It's not play to earn, because I'm not a gamer, but that's something I want to play. The artists involved who were involved in Avatar, and other iconic movies. How would you not want to play that, right?
Exactly, and that's why we were so excited about Cross the Age, because we really, first of all, we capture the passion of the founder. I think that's the first point of connection, is you have to have people that are passionate, not about the economics, but about the game. They want to say, to bring something on the table. It's just, at the end of the day, you design a game and you inject crypto and blockchain economy because it gives even a stronger sense of community. It helps people to create value within the game, and this value belongs to them. It doesn't belong to the game developer, which is the beauty of it, right? But on the first place, you design a game that is great to play, that can compete with Magic card in that case, or all the big guys that we see, right? Hearthstones and all these massive players are very active into card games. And I think that for us, that was the first criteria, is are you in a position to design a game that even without the component of blockchain can compete with what existing out there, because people are spending money today to play great games. And then, of course, because our mission is to, again, help people to get access to the value they create within technology and within virtual reality. Having a group of people at CrossSDH that develop great games with great narrative, beautiful cards, and as you mentioned, avatar people coming to help, and being able to assemble, to build a team of so great talent. But on top of that, understanding that it is time now for games to unlock the economy, to help user to get access to this economy, that was a no-brainer. And we're very proud of being part of this adventure.
What do you see as a trend in GameFi? It's all great to create a game. It's all great, people coming and playing, and they play first, they earn later. But what's going to come next, right? Because it has to go somewhere.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I see three trends. Mm-hmm. The first one, as I say, is moving from play to earn to play and earn. So enjoying to play and eventually earning something, either by accumulating reward in the game through NFTs or coins, or by becoming an esports star. I think there is no reason why today, if you're very good at playing a game, it couldn't be your work. It couldn't be your profession. I think we've seen that in sports. I guess 100 years ago, it was almost impossible. If you are good at football or tennis, you just play for fun, right? Most of the people play for fun, but they couldn't imagine themselves being professional because the infrastructure was not ready. Now we're ready. And I think blockchain is already existing, but I think blockchain will just accelerate. Because for now, it's very centralized. It's still a few teams. It just helps to decentralize and have a much more local approach. The second part is, and we see that already, is as well what comes within games. So with games come guilds. So we see tokens that merge the concept of DAO, so decentralized autonomous organization. What they do is they recruit players to play within games, and they create this concept of guild. So now you can become part of this guild. So you are an active member within this DAO, and you play games, you accumulate reward, and you facilitate economy as well, because we know within these games, you need NFTs, you need, eventually you need money, and you might be a student, doesn't have the money, you might have the passion for the game, but you don't have the NFT or the money to play with it, but you can find through the guilds. So from this decentralized autonomous organization, you can find means for you to play and bring value back to guilds. So I guess, so play and earn, and then there will be collaborate, compete, and earn, I guess, with the concept of guild. And the last part is what comes with this entire economics is as well reaching mass adoption. So if you remember Facebook and games was a massive growth strategy for Facebook. And I'm pretty sure you play Candy Crush, or you have friends playing Candy Crush. No, you didn't play to it, but it was this massive game, right?
I started for 10 years, and then I became a lawyer. What do you think we have time to play games?
But I do remember back then, you play the games, and then Facebook were inviting you to say, oh, invite a friend, give him, for example, some special power within the game, inviting to participate. And that's how Candy Crush became viral, because I was sharing to my friends, to my wall on Facebook, or through private messages. I was sharing special power, and someone was saying, oh, what's the special power, and start to play with it. And as an outcome, just receive addiction and adrenaline. But I guess what GameFi and blockchain can bring to the table is, now I'm going to send you special power with the game through your wallet, but it's going to bear value. So then you're going to start to understand, oh, I'm sending you this special sword in the game that help you to have special power, and now you start not on level 0, but you start on level 2 with this player. But it does bear value. It's not just a free sample to use that then you become addicted to the game and you're going to spend money. You have true value, and you're invited by a friend to participate within this game economy. So it creates a completely different narrative, in my opinion, and that's why I see it's going to accelerate adoption.
So another interesting trend that I see with gamifying industry is moving into the metaverse, right? So you have already the collection of amazing players, guilds playing, they play to earn, play and earn. You have to take the crowd somewhere, right? Why not to take them into the metaverse, where they can build their own city, where they can build their continent, where they can have, their plots of land on which they farm, stake, and perform other, cool earning activities. What do you think about that trend?
Yeah, I think, of course, Metaverse is so immersive as an experience that we can imagine the range of the possibilities are just enormous. And then when you inject real economy with it, so I'm going to be part of the Metaverse, and I'm going to have a social activity or work, or I'm going to perform task for a guild, I'm going to receive a salary somehow, or I'm going to receive value for it. Then we can really think that there is a new type of economy that's going to be out there, right? And I guess as well, it comes at the same time where real work in our economy is disappearing because of either technology or because I think fundamental change, such as I don't think people accept their work condition as much as they used to do in the past, because the family model has been shaken. I guess when you were a young graduates decades ago, you can accept a job that you don't really like because you say, I'm going to build a house, I'm going to buy a house, and I'm going to have a family, and that's what whole matters. And because of, I guess, religion at the same time, but as well because of real estate going crazy, and people don't project themselves buying a house because it's such a commitment, much more than it used to be. But when you go out of school, you say, okay, first of all, I'm going to take a job that I like, and then maybe eventually I'm going to travel, and maybe I have kids, right? But then it has changed a lot the dynamic of the work industry. And in the meantime, we see already that happening in, I think, now the US has the bonus interview. So if you show up to an interview, you're going to get paid, because people are really struggling to find people showing up to interview. It's not affecting all the jobs, but jobs such as waitress and etc. is already happening. So I guess maybe we're going to see as well in the future is maybe concepts such as universal basic income, and maybe you will have to fulfill as well something in the game, right? In a metaverse, sorry. So you will have to do something into the meta reality. Whatever is game or not game, I don't know. I think when I see, one of the things that I see is when I see how much sports has grown. I think UFC, I don't know if you're familiar with UFC, which is this combat sport. It was a very small startup 20 years ago, 15 years ago. Now it's this massive sport. Like, it's one of the most growing sports in the world. But yet when you fight as a fighter, you're going to fight, and then you need 6 months to recover, to train again. If fight happen in the metaverse, and you're an esport player in the metaverse, you can fight tonight or rest tomorrow, because your body is not going to be that much affected, and fight again the day after. So I guess in a society that is looking for more and more entertainment at the broader scale, then we reach as well the limitation of the human body, and Metaverse can overcome this limitation by offering its sports. So people will argue it's not the same as saying people fighting in the real verse, like for real. But I do believe the next generation will not care. What they want is to see great entertainment happening in front of their eyes, with all the betting industry as well coming, and they want that at scale. Because people will stay more and more at home, and the reality that we know today is going to be different. So human as well is pushed to scale as technology scale, and we reach the limit of the physical reality. So meta reality is, just around the corner.
Do you think we already live in a simulation?
That's a very good question. I was about to say, being in Dubai, sometimes when we don't work too much, too late and etc., I'm going out there and I look at this incredible place, right? That was nothing 20 years ago, and you look at it and you say, maybe we're part of already a simulation, and it's just an extension of what is already happening. And there is great scientists, by the way, that have write this white paper that shows that if we're not living in a simulation, the chance that we are living in a simulation next are so high that then the probability that we already live in a simulation are high as well.
I think we live in a simulation. There are two ways I think you can look at it. You're either an active player in the simulation, or you're a passive watcher of a simulation. And I think people have one or the other approaches in life. I'm sure you meet people and there's such active players in their life, you go, okay, what's going on here? So that person has taken an active player in the simulation role. And then sometimes you see a person who's sitting back with the worst victim mentality you ever can imagine, complaining about everything, getting fat and eating junk. So for me, that's a watcher of a simulation. I'm convinced 100% that we live in a simulation. We're just now creating our own simulation, metaverses. Why not? A simulation within a simulation.
Exactly, who knows? And it's fantastic, and it's a fascinating topic. And I guess as well, when I look at people like Tony Robbins, all these persons that are so convinced we have this power of materialization, so whatever you imagine can be created out of this world, it depends on how much you want it. I guess if we follow these rules, we say, oh, these people that have created so much in their life, that we like them or not, they believe so much, and all of them, famous actors and etc., that in a way, this is the secret formula, the superpower of the simulation.
I'm not a fan of Tony Robbins. He gives me headaches after 5 minutes shouting around. So I'm not a fan of Tony Robbins, but I understand what you're saying. You watch some people literally create their life from zero, from nothing. They come from nothing, according to them, and then they play through the game to reach, all the stars they currently have, or whatever you have to do to collect in the game. I don't know. I'm not a gamer. Doesn't show. So we're talking about the games, we're talking about the community, and Swissborg always putting community in the center. Is there anything exciting coming out of there?
It's a very good question. So I think when we look at the Swissborg ecosystem, so we have the app where people can buy cryptos. We have Swissborg Venture now that is trying to connect projects that we believe will be part of the future and are aligned with the mission, and then connect them with the app. What we try to do as well is with this project is not only to invest in them. I think it's irrelevant anyway. We are in a world where money is almost for free, right? So the goal is to help this project as well to build, to be part of this ecosystem. We want to facilitate their adoption. So for example, if projects are very successful, we're going to list them in the app. When it's come to game, one of the ideas as well, which connect again with offering our community with more and more opportunity to experience investment. What we want to do with game is we have this secret project. I'm not going to reveal the name for now, but it's cooking, let's say. And the goal is to create guilds. So we have this huge community on one side. Most certainly there is players, and we already have contact with some of the people. So we have this project where it's going to function as a DAO, so a decentralized autonomous organization. People will join. And then with the project we invest, such as CTA, which is a great game, then we want to bring players that can create value within these games, right? And at the meantime, within our community, we have people that are not necessarily interested in becoming players, but they understand there is great economy that are going to be created within these games. So if you take the example again of Cross the Age, we have fantastic piece of art, which are cards that can be played, but have a value as well themselves because they are beautiful and they can be used in the game. And they are in limited edition. So guilds, the ambition of guilds will be to bring player on one hand, investor that understand there is value that are created within this economy, and bring them all together to accumulate NFTs and cards and coin, and facilitate the entire ecosystem to work all together. And it's great. It's a great avenue not only to bring more value to the project we invest, but at the meantime as well opening more investment opportunity. And I want to say experience opportunity because for me that's very critical. Is how invite people to experience, to our community, to invest in game and NFT, which is very obscure until now, right? It's very hard to invest because you need the expertise, you need to follow all these things, and it's tiring. So that's the project that we have as well to facilitate.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much for your expertise and for your knowledge and to giving us the insights into what is happening in the crypto space, in the GameFi space, and all giving us all the secret information about Swissborg, about all your cool upcoming projects. That was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for your time. We will include all the information and all the details below so people can come and learn more about Swissborg. And they can come and learn more about Swissborg Ventures. And I will see you at the AIBC Summit. And you've been attending AIBC Summit over the last few years, and they're very grateful for your support as well. You will be able to meet all the GameFi projects, you'll be able to network with other DeFi projects and also venture capitalists. A lot of VCs are coming. And I look forward to seeing you in March again in Dubai.
It was a pleasure. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.